my story, and we are live. Okay, I need 7 yellow stars, which is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, hello. Oh, let me move this a little closer so I can read the chat. Oh, there we go. Hi. Oh my gosh, hello. Hi, everyone. I don't have a ton of orders to make today. I think I only have 3 or 4, but I've been putting them off and I need to ship a bunch of stuff. So we are here, we are queer, we are making candy. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh. Many people are saying hi. Yes, it's a lot of beads. I do remember somebody asking me about Percy Jackson last time. I will be totally honest. I have short-term memory loss. I am on a medication that makes me forget a bunch of stuff. So it is very likely that I will not remember some things and I will remember others. I have a whole playlist of beginner tutorials. I don't even know how many on there, but I have done a bunch of easy candy tutorials. You can find them in my beginner tutorials playlist. Okay. I need string. There we go. Beads, beads, beads. Yes. I do have a lot of beads. This is true. Okay, I'm gonna grab some key rings. And where are my tweezers? I am forever losing my tweezers. Hello. 1, 2 of the yellows. Hello, Bald Samael. Welcome to the chat. Where did I put my tweezers? This is... they are right here in front of my face. Amazing. Love that for me. I have not made a candy bag before because they take approximately forever. I'm very slow at peyote stitch, which is... if you make a candy bag, you're probably going to use peyote stitch. You might use right angle weave. I'm very slow at both of them, and I'm also very impatient. Like, as a person, I struggle with patience. So I have not made a candy bag because I know that it would take forever, and I don't have the brain for that right now. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys all for showing up. I want to somehow put some kind of streaming schedule together so that I actually have like scheduled times that I stream every week. It's a thing that I've been wanting to do for like 2 years, so we'll see about that. But if I do figure it out, I will definitely notificate everybody. You just started an Etsy. Do I have any tips? Yes, I do. Let me grab my candy needle here first. So Daniel Montoya is being a weirdo. He's getting blocked. Goodbye. Okay. So Etsy. You asked a question about Etsy. Oh my god, okay. I am reading all of your comments. I love all of them. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed because I want to answer everybody, and everybody is saying stuff so fast. I do have a Twitch channel. That is probably where I will start streaming part of the time and then part of the time on here. Kandi stuff is probably going to stay on YouTube, and then I will do some other things with Twitch. But I do have a Twitch, and it's the same name as on here, Mood Kandi. So if you want to go follow me over there, you absolutely can. I'm not sure when I will start streaming, but I definitely do plan to. The single that rotates falls off sometimes. Yeah, when you make, so that is the problem that I found with smaller rotator cuffs is if the rotator part is just a Kandi single, it has to be so tight, like so tight. So it basically has no stretch. And you have to sort of build it like around the center. Otherwise it'll just fall off. Okay, somebody asked about Etsy, and I don't want to ignore that because it is a really good question. So here is the thing to know about Etsy is that it has changed a lot in the last couple of years. I started on Etsy in like 2020, I think, maybe 2021, but like I've been on there for a few years. And what worked for me when I was getting started is not necessarily going to work for everybody. What I can say for sure on Etsy is like fill out your description fully, fill out your title fully, fill out all of the tags and keywords, like use every single piece of place that you can input text that they give you, because all of those different places get used in the Etsy algorithm that they like, how they decide to show your stuff to people uses all of those. So if the more keywords that you have in those places, the more likely it is that your stuff is going to get seen. The trick is to figure out like, okay, the people who are searching for the things that I make, what keywords are they using to search for those? Like what are the things that they're searching for, you know, in order to search for the thing that they want to buy. Sorry, lost my words. Let's see. Okay. I'm glad that that was helpful. And hello to everybody else. I am not Ticks and Roses. I don't know who that is. Thank you so much. I use they, them pronouns. Thank you for asking. Hello to Sweden. No, I was never in the Navy. I'm making a ball pit chain. So somebody ordered a custom ball pit chain to match their Kirby cosplay. So I thought that was really cute. So that's what I'm making. Oh, hey! Yeah, I remember you from Corvallis. That's awesome. Thanks for joining the stream. You're trying finger coils for the first time today? Oh my god. I love that. My favorite candy. I don't know. My favorite candy to make, my favorite candy to wear, my favorite candy to receive. Like, what's the dealio? So ball pit stars, if you get them from Amazon, which is like the easiest place to find them. It's about $20, maybe it's $30 now, the price changes, for a bag of 100 like random assorted stars. That's like I think the cheapest you can find it. Hey, thank you so much. That's awesome. I do have a bunch of beads, that's true. How many beads have I got? God, I think I did the math at one point and it was well over 100,000, but I don't know for sure. I love making candy. It's so like soothing, you know? You're making candy harness for your plushie. That's super cute. I should do ASMR. I have the sniffles too much. I think I've got a deviated septum or something because I am always sniffling and I breathe so heavy. And I've tried doing like little, just like filming some ASMR stuff for myself to see like, oh, could I do this? And I think I'm too much of a mouth breather, frankly. Shaw. I see somebody's been playing Silk Song. Hello, hello, everybody. Hello to Turkey. My favorite candy to make, I love making X-base cuffs. It is, I can just like zone out and like go and go and go and not have to think about it. That's like my absolute favorite to make, is big old X-bases. Thank you so much. Hell yeah, body doubling. Okay, cheap beads. So if you live near a Dollar Tree, usually Dollar Tree will have bags of pony beads. They're not like crazy good quality, but they're also very cheap. Thrift stores, a lot of the time, thrift stores will have pony beads or candy that you can cut up and reuse the beads from. And then if you want to buy online, bead tin is the absolute cheapest that you're going to find online. That's where I get all my beads from. You can only do ladder stitches. That's pretty cool though. Ladder stitch is complicated. Like, I know plenty of people who can't do ladder stitch. There we go. I'm making a belt chain. So it's ball pit stars. It's got little clips. It hooks onto your belt on the side like a wallet chain. Thank you so much. I don't have a favorite color, actually. I sort of rotate through them. I think right now I'm in kind of like a green phase, maybe a yellow phase, but there are very few colors that I like actively dislike, you know? Yeah, circus candy's hanging out. I do sell candy. I right now basically only sell the ball pit chains, the star chains, like what I'm making right now, because your boy is disabled and I was getting very overwhelmed and struggling a lot with like all of my pending orders sort of stacking up, and so I have narrowed the scope of what I make and sell right now. Thank you so much. Yeah, my best friend is a tattoo artist. She did like basically everything that you can see is all her work. Okay. 6 stars, no noise, pastel. What's my favorite animal? I love octopus. I love sharks. I don't know. I love a lot. What kind of needles are best to go through the ball pit stars and shapes? I actually like the metal needles best, the longer ones. I don't use metal needles when I'm like making candy because they're slippery and I drop them. I've got dexterity problems. So the plastic ones are easier when I'm like making candy, but for actually like poking the holes, either a long metal yarn needle or even just like the sharp ends of a tweezers will work for that. Frogs are great. Love frogs. It is a lot of candy. I have definitely been collecting beads for a long time. Dogs are great. I'm not doing any shout outs. Mostly because I get a lot of requests on these streams for shout outs, and if I spend the entire stream doing shout outs, then I don't spend any time actually making Etsy orders. Okay, I will be right back. I have to grab stars. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, 1, 2, toot, toot. 4, 3, 4, 6, 5, 6. Boom. When did I start? I think I started making candy in 2019. I get my plastic needles from Amazon. You can get them at any store that sells yarn. Ball pit balls are for Amazon. There's, I don't know quite how to find the link in my bio on YouTube, but if you look at any of my like tutorials in the description, there's a link to all of my like my Linktree stuff, my beacons. And I have a bunch of Amazon lists linked there that have like the ball pit stars, the bead holders, like all of the stuff that I use on these streams is all linked there so you can find them. I'm not familiar with Mardi Gras stuff particularly. My Etsy is Mood Candy, just like my YouTube channel. I very cleverly chose the exact same name for all of my platforms so that I'm very easy to find. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of Therians. These two, I guess. I don't have a girlfriend. I do have 2 partners who are also both non-binary. We all use they, them pronouns. My TikTok account is also Mood Candy. It's all Mood Candy. My, God, what's the word? Like, I guess nickname is Uncle B. Uncle is the gender neutral version of aunt or uncle. It's like a combination of aunt and uncle, right? And I'm non-binary. I'm not a boy. I'm not a girl. So in the rave and festival scene, there is a thing called a rave family, which are basically the group of people that you go to festivals and shows with on the regular. And in a rave family, usually there are a few different like roles that people take on. So there's the rave mom who like always carries Tums and makes sure everybody like grabs their ID before you leave, and like, you know, holds your hair in the bathroom when you're throwing up and all that stuff. That is a rave mom. A rave dad is the guy who like gets everybody in the car, does the schedule planning, makes sure like everybody is, you know, being herded to the right places and the rave fam isn't all going different directions, right? And then there isn't really a thing that's like rave aunt, rave uncle, but I'm not responsible enough to have kids of my own. Let's be real. I can barely take care of myself. I'm not taking care of kids. However, I will happily be like the cool aunt, the cool uncle, and like show you the hidden tips and tricks and like introduce you to a bunch of cool people and like do the fun stuff. So that's why Uncle B is a thing. What is my favorite color? I like rainbows. I like most colors. There's not It's hard for me to pick a favorite color. That seems like an impossible question to me. I have too much beads to have kids. You get it. Thank you so much. Y'all are super sweet. I know I missed some questions while I was yapping about rave families. So there we go. My followers are my kids. Yes, the best kind. The kind that I don't have to like pay for their food and clothes, because I don't got that kind of money. Do I have any favorite shows or cartoons? Gosh, okay, I love Steven Universe. I love, words hard. It's the Disney show, Alex Hirsch, Gravity Falls. Love Gravity Falls. Avatar The Last Airbender. God, there's a cartoon that just had a like pilot episode air on YouTube. It's by Dana something, the person who made Owl House. Knights of Guinevere. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes. Yes, I love Adventure Time. Adventure Time is great. Invader Zim is super fun. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but when I was a teenager, I was really into Jonan Vasquez comics. The guy who made Invader Zim also wrote a bunch of comic books. Most notably, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, which very likely does not hold up today, but was a big influence on me in the early 2000s when I was a scene kid. Have I used the moon ball bit balls or any other shapes than stars? I've used the round ones, just the perfectly round balls before. In my opinion, they don't work as well as the stars. They tend to like crumple up more than the stars do. But I have used those. I've got some of the moon and the like little bear shaped ones. I haven't made anything with them yet, but I do want to try. What string do I use? I use cloth covered stretch cord. I like to use 1.2 millimeter cloth covered stretch cord, but 1 millimeter also works fine. I can't really see your profile picture from here because I'm streaming on my phone, so everybody's profile picture is little tiny. I can see colors, and that's about it. I get my beads from Bead Tin. I don't have like a coupon code or anything. This is where I get all my beads. Who do I make things for? Anybody who buys them. Like people who do decora fashion, people who are ravers and festival goers, people who just like whimsical stuff. I have an Etsy. It is the same name as on here, Mood Candy, if you want to go check it out. I also do like crochet. I write crochet patterns. I do other crafts. Thank you. And hello to everybody. Yes, the 67 meme. I had to ask about that last time, but now I know what it is. Now I understand. What's my favorite candy to trade? Oh, I love making like unusual candy. I love making stuff that people are not expecting. I get bored so easily, and so I think that's part of it too. Is my stuff like super expensive? I don't think so, but like it kind of depends. It's probably super expensive if you are a child and don't have a job. Um, it's expensive for some people. Like they're luxury items, they're not necessities. So I don't really know how to answer that question. Can you see my nails? Absolutely. It's the eyes. It's a bunch of eyes from Naruto for Halloween. Get my beads from Bead Tin. Should probably just make a sign at this point. I get my beads from Bead Tin, just like in the back there. You have candy block? Okay, well, I have good news. I have a video about that. There is not one answer for, there's no like one size fits all answer for how to break candy block. It's very personal, but if you go to my, like, go out of the live, go to my channel, look at my recent videos. I put out a video last month, the month before, very recently, where I talk about a bunch of different ways that I break candy block. Yes, I am making a belt chain. Just gotta glue the knots. What is my favorite candy? I'm not sure. I think my favorite candy to make is either X-Base if I want to just like zone out, or learning something new if I want to like have a bunch of dopamine in my brain. My favorite candy to receive are always experimental things, things that I haven't seen before, things like done in a new way, using new beads, like all that stuff. What is my go-to hair set? I don't know what you're asking. I don't know what that means. Massive hat whip, you know, low-key don't want to finish it. Yeah, I know how that goes. What's my biggest candy? I mean, the biggest candy I've ever made, I think, is a 10X. It was about like that big, something like that. Hello to India. I'm like Miku neutral. Twins Forever keeps commenting the exact same thing, and I don't know what you're commenting it about. Oh my god, the Candy Squares backpack. Crazy. Crazy work. I would never have the patience. Very impressive. Okay, you are getting blocked. Goodbye. Okay, just finished that. Ready to ship, and then this one is gonna be add lights. Okay. I'm gonna have to grab some more stars in just a second. Any tips for a candy bag? Patience. Literally just takes a ton of patience. Also, if you use fishing line as your string for a candy bag, it is a lot easier than trying to use like basically any other string. I recommend probably 15-pound fishing line. Thank you. Okay, I have to grab lights and I have to grab ball pit stars, and I will be right back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right, I am back. I gave some tips on Etsy earlier in the stream. Basically, you want to fill everything out, use all of your tags, figure out what keywords people are searching for when they're searching for the stuff that you make. Use those keywords. There we go. Ugh. I hate untangling wires. It is my least favorite thing. It's worse than untangling string. That is for goddamn sure. There we go. All right. Can I have mod? No. I did make a hamburger cuff. It's in the other room right now. I'm making ball pit chains. This one is going to light up, although I'm going to add the lights afterwards. Just getting them out of the way for now. Perfect. Where did I learn how to make candy? Well, I started with YouTube tutorials. And then I started going to raves and I made friends with people and I started making online friends who had all been doing candy for longer than me and asked them to teach me things. And then they did. And then I asked for their permission to make tutorials for you guys. And the ones that I've gotten permission for, I have made. And the tutorials are all on my channel. Yep, I do sell. My Etsy is the same as my name on here. It's all Mood Candy. If you want to go check me out, feel free to do so. That's awesome. I'm glad you just started making candy. That's super cool. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Where'd the name Mood Candy come from? Well, candy is the stuff that I make, like this, the pony beads, the plastic beaded jewelry, all that stuff that gets traded at raves and festivals. That's what I make. And my last name is Mood. Like, that's my actual last name is Mood. Did I make candy gloves? I have a tutorial up for how to make a candy star glove, if that's what you're asking. Do I like Lucky Charms? No, I don't. I'm not particularly fond of marshmallows. There's my nails. They're Naruto eyes. Can I show you the non-binary plush? Yeah. My bat. It is, oh God, where is it from? Something soft, I think. Here. It's my bat plush, my non-binary bat plush. It is from Little Softs. Yeah, it's cute. My plushies have basically like taken over my room, if I'm being completely honest here. Do I have any other talent? No, tragically, this is all I can do. I can chew gum and walk at the same time. No, I crochet, I do collage, I do a bunch of stuff. I can rub my tummy and pat my head at the same time. I'm so glad I could help. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. You made a rainbow bone belt chain? That's awesome. Yeah, I like green. I like most colors. Like, I don't There's very few colors that'll get me to go like, ugh, you know? Any tips with rotating cuffs? I've got a couple different tutorials that have to do with rotating cuffs that are up on my channel. I would say I like having the base be pretty stiff and like solid. I think that that makes it easier to work with. And the middle rotator, sometimes I find it easiest to build it like on the base itself instead of building it first and then like slipping it over its head, if that makes sense, like a shirt. It's just practice, basically. You were stuck on the bumpers? Okay, yeah. I mean, I've got, so my rotator cuff tutorial has one version of bumpers, and then I have a tutorial that is specifically for multi-stitch bumpers, if you want them to be kind of flat looking. Can I show you all of my candies? No, I can't. First of all, a bunch of them are in boxes. Second of all, I don't want to get up. I've been putting off making these Etsy orders for way too long, and if I stop now, I will never get them done. What's my favorite thing I made? I really love the burger cuff. I'm not gonna lie. That one is very much at least in my top 3 of all time. I don't know what else would go on there. Maybe the Pokeball cuff. Do I believe in Jesus Christ? Maybe I am a cult survivor. I don't do organized religion. I am making belt chains with ball pit stars. This one is going to have lights in it, actually. I'm going to finish putting these on, and then I'm going to add the lights. I buy my beads from Bead Tin. Do you have any opinions on how big you should make your candy star cuff? Well, it has to be 30 beads around. Like, there's no no option on that because of how the math works out, unless you want your star to have more or less points. Well, if it has less points, then that's a square. That's not a star. If it has more points, you could do a Star of David, you could do whatever the next ones would be, 7 points, 8 points, etc. Where do I get my bead storage? Amazon. I have Amazon lists that are linked in my beacons, which should be linked in my bio. Let's see if that... Yeah, cool. Do I have a least favorite cuff? Oh, man. Ladder cuffs take forever. I love how they look and I love how they feel. So they're not like my absolute least favorite, but they are pretty up there. I don't like making them. Or probably multi-stitch, honestly. Like multi-stitch, peyote stitch. It just takes forever. It's so boring. Okay. I have 6 stars. I need to do a little bit of counting and also need to make sure that this is not going to... Okay, cool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30. 6 divided by 30 is 5, so each star gets 5 lights in it. Go team. What's the difference between multi-stitch and peyote stitch? Good question. Multi-stitch is a variant of peyote stitch. They're very similar. The difference is the edges. So on like you wear a cuff around your arm like this, right? On a multi-stitch cuff, the top and bottom are bumpy. You can see there's one row of beads that is lower than the other and it alternates. On a peyote stitch cuff, the sides are even. It's going to be flat on the top and the bottom. And the beads alternating is flipped, the other orientation. Do I have any fidget related tutorials? Yes, I've got a tutorial for like a fidget ring that you can put on your thumb. And I've got a tutorial for a fidget keychain. They're both on my channel. Pizza or pasta? It depends on the pizza. It depends on the pasta. Usually pasta over pizza, but like if it's really good pizza, then pizza. Do I sell my items? I do. My Etsy is under the same name as my YouTube, Mood Candy. Okay, so 1, 2. Any tips on starting a business? 3. Yep, I do. Give me a second here. 4. I want to just get these lights all into their star. 5. Okay. Boop. Okay. Big stars, they are ball pit stars. I get them on Amazon. Link in bio. Okay. So I'm getting a bunch of questions about like starting a candy business, starting an Etsy, etc., etc. I'm going to pause and answer those because there's a lot to cover and I want to try to like sum up, okay? There are a bunch of people right now who are on the internet selling candy. There are also a bunch of people in person at art markets, fairs, festivals, raves, etc., who are also selling candy, right? When you start a candy business, you are immediately in direct competition with all of those people. Specifically, you're in competition with the people who are selling in the same like venue that you're selling, right? So we're all on the internet right now. We're just going to talk about online sales, being an online candy seller. If you do not already have a platform where you have an audience that you can reach and let them know like, hey, I'm selling candy, right? Then I would not recommend starting a candy business unless you have people coming to you asking you to sell them the things that you make. Because there are already so many people online who are selling the same things and they already have an audience, presumably, for what they're selling. So it is not super likely you're going to be able to like take their customers away from them. And if you don't already like know who you are selling to and have some kind of demand for what you're selling, it is unlikely that you will do super, super well unless you have a specific thing that nobody else is doing, right? So if you have a specific new item that you make it and you don't see anybody else making it or selling it, then go for it. Like absolutely, that could be the ticket. Assuming that you do have something that is unique or something that there's a big demand for, then go for it. If you want to get on Etsy, get on Etsy. There's built-in traffic there. There's people who are already on that website who don't necessarily know who you are, but who are looking for the thing that you're selling. So that is one way to get your products in front of a bunch of eyeballs. The problem with Etsy, of course, is that it takes a bunch of fees, like whatever you sell, however much you sell it for. I think Etsy takes about 30% of that. So if you sell something for $100, you are only going to get $70 from Etsy. They're going to take $30, roughly, right? If you want to start your own website, they're going to take less fees, but they don't have the built-in audience. So there's not like a great answer there. Some people like selling on Poshmark, Mercari. Oh God, there's another one. Like websites like that. I've seen some people have good success there. You got to just start trying stuff and see what works. I do sell to the US. I live in the US. I do sell to the US. I believe that I ship to the Middle East via Etsy, but it is basically just, since that's my only storefront, it's whatever countries they ship to, which I think is based on the countries that like the United States Postal Service ships to. So yeah, that's my big rant about selling about selling stuff. And that goes for anything, not just candy. Like, it also goes for crochet, it goes for earrings, it goes for makeup, it goes for pretty much anything. Like, it's just basic sales stuff. Thank you so much. That was very sweet of you. My favorite song? Oh man, do I have a favorite song? I don't know. I really like, there's songs by Motion City Soundtrack, Hosier, Bastille, The Rex. I don't think I could pick a favorite song, I'll be real. That's, I struggle at choosing favorites of anything because it's all so situational, right? Like, there's some songs that I want to listen to when I'm feeling happy and need to be energetic. There's some songs I want to listen to like go to sleep or be sad or be thoughtful or whatever, you know? Do I like Vocaloid? I am Vocaloid neutral. I have liked some songs that I've heard. I think for me, I just think of like Nightcore. I was very much into Nightcore mixes in high school. I still have a soft spot for them. I know that that's not Vocaloid, but it feels like very much the same kind of arena, you know, as Vocaloid and Hyperpop. Hello, hello, hello. Do I ship to the Middle East? I'm not sure. You will have to look at my Etsy. I ship wherever Etsy allows me to ship. Do I like cats? Yes. I have a cat. Her name is Izumi Curtis. She is a terror. If you would like me to make you one, you can absolutely purchase one in my Etsy, which is named the same as my YouTube channel, Mood Candy. Three, come on. Three. That's so cute. I don't sell candy singles. 3. Yeah, Izumi is an orange cat. She's a female orange cat, and she is extremely orange. My theory, we got her from the pound, right? We got her, she had been dropped off by her previous owner, and my theory is that she was never around any other animals, and so she is not like super good at being a cat, if that makes sense. Like, she'll do the cat thing of like very delicately stepping around, you know, items on a shelf or whatever, and then she'll just knock them all over. Like, she's just very, very clumsy, you know what I mean? I actually have a tutorial for how I make these. If you would like to take a look at it, it is on my YouTube channel. Or if you want to hang out on the stream, when I'm done making this chain, I will make another one, and you will see exactly how I do it. Do I ship to the Middle East? I have answered this question several times, and the answer is I don't know. You have to go look at my Etsy. I ship wherever Etsy allows me to ship, and I don't really have very much control over it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you so much. Y'all are super sweet. Okay. One, two. Do I make candy earrings? No. I have the supplies for it. I have done so in the past, and they didn't sell particularly well. No one was really interested, so I stopped. How do you get XP on lives? I have no idea. I don't know what XP is in this context. My Etsy account is Mood Candy, the same as my YouTube channel. What was my favorite subject in school? I hated school. I was not good at it. I read a lot. I basically just read and read and read and read and read, and that was it. There we go. Light up ball pit chain. Okay. Boop. Where can you get cheap beads and string? Dollar Tree. It's the cheapest I know of is Dollar Tree. My nails. My nail tech, her name is Veronica. She is in Minnesota. So if you're in Minnesota, go see 612 Nail Studio, aka Nailed by Veronica. Your candy was too small. If your sister likes it, then give it to her. If she doesn't, then sacrifice it. Like, your Dollar Tree sucks. I'm sorry. Yes, Circus Candy is a total sweetheart. They've showed up for both of my lives. Do I sell what I'm making right now on my Etsy? Yes, I do. Ball pit star chains are on my Etsy. Only one left. It's a big one. Where did I get the bead sorters? Got them from Amazon, link in bio. How do I have a lot of beads? Well, I've been making candy for like over 5 years, and I've been building up my collection that whole time. What's my tips on becoming a big YouTuber? I don't know. I don't think I'm a big YouTuber. I will let you know when and if I get there. Okay, Nicola, you have asked if I could make you one over and over for the past like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to answer this, and if you ask me again, you're getting blocked. You can buy one from my Etsy. It is Mood Candy. It is the same name as on here. If you can't find my Etsy or you can't buy one, then I have a tutorial that you can use to make your own, which is also on my YouTube channel, which you will notice you are watching right now. What color should you do for your bone? I mean, bones are bone colored. I don't know if there are any countries that Etsy is not available in. There's probably some, but I am not aware of what. Do I play Roblox? No, I have never played Roblox. I need to grab stars. I'll be right back. Grabbing stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoop. Where did it go? What the hell? It is. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. There we go. Yes, my non-binary bat plushie. It's from Little Softs. Little Softs. That's where it's from. How much did the beads cost? I don't have a final total for you because I've been building this collection over like 5 or 6 years. How did I dye my hair? I used Eero yellow. There's 2 different yellows. And then I used Medusa's Makeup, 2 different greens and a blue. I do not play Fortnite. The only video game that I play with any regularity is Guild Wars 2. And I have not been on there for a hot minute, unfortunately. There we go. You're making a Grumpy Bear bag? That's super cool. I am making Etsy orders, so I am not doing show and tell right now. I unfortunately am on here so that I stop procrastinating and make the orders that I have had pending for a hot minute, because I am a chronic procrastinator. Do I prefer football or basketball? Neither. I don't. I mean, maybe basketball. Probably basketball overall. Sometimes I like watching basketball highlights, like blooper reels and, you know, top 10 craziest baskets that Steph Curry ever made. I think those are fun. I like those. I've actually never seen My Hero Academia. I know a lot of people really like it, and that is super cool. I don't know if I have the patience for a long anime right now. School should have procrastinating club. Yeah, but nobody would ever show up. What's my favorite movie? Ooh, such a good question. Was Princess Mononoke for a really long time. Love that movie. I never know how to answer that one, honestly. Circus Candy's been here from the beginning. They're a real one. Do I know a Labubu? I mean, we haven't been, like, formally introduced. Okay, well. Well, thank you, Alina. I appreciate that. I feel very strongly that whatever I put out into the world should be a net positive as opposed to a net negative. And so that is what I try for. What's the biggest thing I've made? Oh God, I don't even know. Let's see, do I like the Lorax? Sure. I don't know if I have strong feelings about the Lorax. There is a very funny trend of people dressing like the Lorax at festivals, which I really appreciate. So yes, I would say I am pro Lorax. This is a Lorax positive household. Any tips for brand new Kandi kids? Cloth covered stretch cord is easier to work with. If you get 1.2 millimeter cloth covered stretch cord, your cuffs will be like firmer. They won't be as floppy. 1 millimeter, you have to pull a lot tighter for them to not be floppy. Do I have kids? Absolutely not. Nothing against kids. They're fine. They're small humans. They have to go through a pretty extensive learning process to become like part of society, etc. But I can barely take care of myself. I cannot take care of a kid. You made Kandi leg warmers? I bet they were heavy as hell. That's awesome, though. That's very cool. And yes, anytime you make, like, anything new, immediately people are like, tutorial immediately! Sometimes I'm like, you know, I think it would be cool if you tried to figure it out for yourself first and see if you can do it. You dressed up as the Lorax? Hell yeah. Can you make me fan art? Absolutely. Please don't, I mean, this I think goes without saying, but it's the internet, so I'm going to say it. Please don't make fan art of me doing, like, violent or sexual things. But other than that, yeah, go for it. Have I ever had a Lonnie energy? No, I don't know what that is. How do you make squares? Well, you draw 4 lines that are the same length and connect to each other at 90-degree angles, and then you'll have a square. You low-key get tired when people ask for a tutorial a million times? That is correct. I used to have a feature on my Patreon where patrons could vote on what the next tutorial was going to be. And the problem with that is that I ended up making a bunch of tutorials that I didn't want to make. And that sucked. So I took that away. But yeah, it is... I also don't like it when people ask for the same tutorial a million times, or when they ask for a tutorial on something that I have already made a tutorial for. That happens a lot too, and I'm like, please, I beg, just search, do the search thing first, you know? You're so welcome. I'm familiar with Therians. Hello to Pakistan. How do you make Kandi squares? I don't know how to verbally explain it, but there are definitely tutorials that already exist. Like 100% there's tutorials for this that you can find on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Hello to Pakistan, Azerbaijan, Turkey. Sweden was here earlier. It's very cool. What's my favorite cookie? I like snickerdoodles. You're making a Kandi purse and it's very fun and stressful. That does sound correct. That sounds accurate. I have refused to make a Kandi purse because I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I live in the United States. The UK is here. Do I love Pakistan? Unfortunately, I don't really know a whole lot about Pakistan. I don't dislike Pakistan. I feel like it's hard. Like, I know that this is kind of a silly question and you're not expecting a super deep answer, but the people who run any given country are not necessarily like representative of the people who live in that country. And in any country, you're gonna find like a pretty wide variety of people. And so I think for basically any country, like if I went there, I would meet people that I really like, and I would meet people that I really don't like. And there would be policies and laws that I think are cool, and there would be policies and laws that I disagree with. And I think that's going to be true of like any country, and any like group of people. So I don't know. Sure. Like, should you put energy into making new cosplay for Dandy's World? Only if that sounds like something fun that you would like want to do. Yeah. Um, I think that having hobbies that take a long time are important. And sometimes you gotta just start doing something and see how it goes. I do love One Piece. I haven't watched a ton of it. I'm still pretty close to the beginning, but I do really like One Piece. I have a bunch of jobs. This is my job. This is one of my jobs. The income that I make from YouTube helps me like pay my rent. I also work for Basehead Beads. I do a lot of their social media, a lot of their like administrative stuff behind the scenes. I do freelance marketing, consulting, with other small businesses, like helping them get their marketing going, get their social media going, get their Etsy going, all that stuff. I do a bunch of stuff, bunch of like starving artist gig work basically. Hello to Jamaica. I don't think I've heard of abject shows. What's my favorite thing to make out of candy? I don't know. I can like bang out a bunch of mandala cuffs pretty quickly and just like, you know, not really think about it. But I don't know if that's my favorite. Hello, hello. Thank you so much. I am seeing everybody saying hi and the countries that you're from and all that stuff. And I appreciate all of you for popping by. Do I like Blackpink? I don't have strong opinions about K-pop. There's some K-pop songs I've heard that I really like. There's some that I don't vibe with. I'm like pretty neutral as far as that all goes. Am I dressing up for Halloween? I might do the Furby costume. I haven't quite decided if I want to try navigating like a whole Halloween situation in that Furby costume, but I'm thinking about it. What's the normal price range for the stuff in my shop? Like 20 to 40, something like that. I had to unfortunately raise prices recently because like all of my material costs went up thanks to tariffs. Love that for all of us, but I think it's still like roughly 20 to 40 for the belt chains. What's the longest I've spent on a candy project? Months, easily, like six months, 9 months. Not like working on it every single day, but like the burger cuff, from when I like thought of the concept and started working out how to make it all the way to the very end was about 9 months. Okay. Ready to ship. All right, that is all of my Etsy orders. I'm gonna head out because it is like 12:30 here and I need to eat lunch and hydrate. Actually, I'm gonna hydrate right now. If you haven't hydrated today, drink some water. But before I head out, I did want to say thank you for popping by. Thank you so much to everybody who was super sweet and said hello and all this stuff. You can find me on basically every platform under the name Mood Kandi if you want to follow along, see all the other stuff I'm doing. I make tutorials for how to make this stuff that are also on my YouTube channel that you're watching right now. And if and when I figure out a streaming schedule, I will post it on my YouTube, like using the little community feature or whatever. So you should see it if you follow me. But yes, other than that, I will see you guys next time as soon as I pile up some Etsy orders and have to get those done. I will be back. Bye.